I'll never forget it. He's super tall, bro, and like it's super intimidating when he has so many bodyguards around him. And he came in, I was so nervous, but when he stuck his hand out and smiled, I felt safe.
He's not gonna let you hit low, bro. This is next level glazing. No, you did not step back into 2023, 2024. It is 2026, and we're talking about Andrew Tate and the Big 26, which if you were to tell me 11 days ago that we were going to be talking about this or Andrew Tate overall, I would have been like, you tripping. Andrew Tate being exposed for being a hypocrite and a liar in 2026? Yeah, this should be a pretty interesting year. Now, let me get this out of the way because I know I will be attacked by the 12-year-old Andrew Tate fans who will come after me and call me a beta, call me a sim, cuck, whatever it might be, because I dare to disagree with the almighty, super respectable Andrew Tate. So I was scrolling through YouTube as I normally do just to see what's going on, right? And this video popped up by this YouTuber who goes by Regular Eye Patch Wolf. Andrew Tate is an embarrassing loser. Now, I hope it goes without saying, but do I like Andrew Tate? I mean, I think he's funny. I think if he was a comedian, I think he would do really, really well. Let's see what Mr. Tate is up to in the Big 26.
Say what you will about 2025, but it was kind of an incredible year for internet weirdos getting their faces smashed in, as we saw on December 20th in the fight Chase Damore versus alleged sex trafficking enthusiast Andrew Tate. Now, going into this fight, everyone thought Chase Damore was walking to the electric fucking chair. Even the commentators are ready to watch this man die.
Nobody in this arena believes in the champion, but the only person's opinion that matters is his as he dares to take out the Cobra.
And that's because Andrew Tate is widely known as a former professional fighter and specifically a kickboxing champion. But what happens that night is that Andrew Tate got his fucking face rocked by a person who punches like this.
Chin down, break your knees. I like that. Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, but if you lose to someone who throws punches like that, you really can't be acting like a alpha male, like a sigma. You can't be acting like that if this is the guy that beat you. It's like, how could anyone call themselves the ultimate sigma, yet they lose to people like this? You know what I mean? People who are clearly not the best at boxing.
And yet somehow, that is the man who took Andrew Tate, the alpha male of our generation, to his limit and well beyond it, honestly making Tate look like he has genuinely never been in a boxing match. And when I went and watched the footage of this, it kind of set off that alarm in my brain for, we'll say, fraudulent martial arts bollocks. Andrew Tate has established this idea among men online that he is like the gender's savior. He is this person who is going to lead man, and I mean specifically men, to some kind of promised Neverland. And I think that's true if your promised Neverland is also just full of sad, lonely men.
I mean, there's these type of content creators for both men and women. You know, you don't need no man and fuck man and all men should die. And you also have the male side of that, which is, you know, your Sneakos, your Andrew Tates. There's a whole bunch of people like that. You're fresh and fit, just corny ass individuals. When you really sit and think about it, you're like, man, these guys are fucking losers. I mean, let's just call it what it is. It's sad that there's young men out there that see people like Andrew Tate and alike, and they're like, this is such a great role model for me. I want to be like Andrew Tate for real. Because they see the money, they see the watches, they see the houses, the cars, which, I mean, if you're motivated by that, cool. It's like, it's right message, wrong messenger. I truly don't think people like Andrew Tate and, once again, alike should be, I don't know, worshipped. Most of them are all bark, no bites. They're just tough internet guys. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Out of everyone in the whole entire planet, Andrew Tate is your role model. If that's the situation, number one, that's sad. I mean, if people like Andrew Tate are your role models, you need some serious, and I mean very serious, soul searching.
Recently, when he fought 60 men in a row, which is interesting because if you watch the fight against Chase Damore, one of the most notable things is Tate gasses out halfway through round 2. And so, how is someone able to fight 60 men in a row? How is he now gassing out a fucking round and a half in? And I think the answer to that can be found in even just watching a couple of seconds of Andrew Tate's 60-man kumite. Not only is he fighting vastly inexperienced fighters compared to him, most of these guys are like tiny and look like they have never been in a fight ever. When I heard about like this 60-man thing, I assumed it would be like against actual boxers or something like that. But genuinely, like, these guys have no idea what they're doing in the ring. And it's like one or two of them maybe look like they've been in a boxing match once. And the rest are just genuinely like the saddest looking guys. And it's such a weird scam because if you look in the background of these videos as well, you can see all Tate's opponents being drilled and forced to do these like excruciating exercises. And like, if you've spent any time training in martial arts, you know what this feels like. At the start of a lot of classes, you do these like physical drills that are designed to get like your blood pumping and designed to tire you out. And a lot of the time, these drills can be more tiring than fighting themselves, because in fighting, you can pace yourself. You can kind of stand back, you can play it defensively, you can be cautious. But when someone is commanding you to do these drills, it can be like the most exhausting thing in the world because there is no reprieve. That's what every one of these dudes had to go through before fighting Tate. So like, not only is he fighting inexperienced boxers, he's fighting exhausted, inexperienced boxers.
If you actually thought that Andrew Tate was gonna fight 60 real boxers and win, come on now. Andrew Tate will never do that. He'll get knocked out within the first 5 guys. It's exactly as this guy says. This is such a fabricated lie. It's like if I put out a challenge and I'm like, I will fight 100 men and they're all men in wheelchairs to prove that I am the ultimate Sigma. And in the very small letters at the bottom, it says, must be disabled, must have no arms, and must have no legs. As a matter of fact, you could only have one eye. Yeah, dude, I'm winning. Kanye West scores 100 points against kids in wheelchairs moment. Like, I don't think any respectable man was like, yo, no way, Andrew Tate just beat like 40 guys. Dude, that's so insane. See, this is why he's a top G. This is why he's a Sigma. It's like, bruh, they were most likely kids that were picked up from the street.
But how do you then explain Andrew Tate's 4 different title wins? Well, you start by looking into them. Does it look like Andrew Tate has spent time kickboxing? Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely does. Was he one of the best in the world? Well, that's where things get a little complicated. You see, that organization, as well as Infusion, which he also won a title for, these are not world-class organizations. They are legitimate and they are respected, but for the most part, they've been like historically seen as feeder organizations into more well-established places like K1 or Pride, and not of a global standard. How can I prove that? Well, let's take a little look at some of the people Andrew Tate was fighting in his matches with these organizations. Take someone like Too Hot, Scott Gibson. His only fight, Andrew Tate, who he beat. Okay, that's a little unusual, but it's not that unusual. Luke Sainz, also Andrew Tate, also beaten. So take someone like Lee Whitfield. His only fight, Andrew Tate. Someone like Ollie Green, Andrew Tate. Paul Randall, Andrew Tate. Adnan Omeragic, 4 fights, 3 losses.
It's just like random ass people from the street, I swear to God. Just imagine if, I mean, when I was younger, because I'm monk now, but when I was younger, like, middle school, and maybe even elementary school, like, yeah, I mean, I've been in a couple of school fights. I think I've been in 3 or 4. And for the record, I've won them all right? Yes, I am that much of a Sigma. Should those be counted towards my professional record? I mean, if that's the case, then I'm 3-0, I'm 4-0, I'm the GOAT. I am the greatest boxer. I'm the greatest fighter of my time, guys. Just trust. This isn't anything special, dude. Like, okay, I got into a bar fight once and I won. I'm 1-0. I'm the greatest of all time. It's like, come on now. I mean, I don't know why Andrew Tate is acting like he was fighting prime Conor McGregor or prime Brock Lesnar. Like, come on now.
Jean-Luc Benoit, 3 fights, 1 win, 2 losses, all to Andrew Tate. And it just keeps going like this. This person actually does have like some significant wins, but Andrew Tate was his second fight, or his first fight ever. And a lot of these guys have so many losses, you kind of have to wonder why they're even fighting in the first place. But there was one fighter on here that really stood out to me as something really, truly odd. And his name is Miralim Ameti. And there's two very strange things about Miralem. First of all, if you go up to the top of his Tapology profile, you get this text. This fighter has been found by Tapology to have engaged in activity which does not conform to combat sport standards, has purposefully participated in bouts with no reasonable path to victory, displayed a lack of competitive effort, and is unjustifiably matched against more skilled opponents. In other words, this is someone who purposefully fights more skilled opponents in order to pad out their record. And what's even stranger is if we go to the bottom of his win-losses here, we can see he lost his first match in 4 minutes, round 1. He lost his second match in just over 1 minute. He lost his third match in less than 30 seconds. His fourth match in just over 30 seconds. His fifth match in less than a minute. And it just keeps going like this until, in 2020, this guy who has taken nothing but first round losses fights Andrew Tate. So what we can take from that is a very clear and obvious attempt to mislead people.
I don't know how Andrew Tate fans are going to defend this. Like, it's clear as water. This is just a way to artificially boost up your numbers so you can be like, I'm 10-0. But don't ask who I fought. Don't look at the records of the people that I fought because they're all losers who here to make other people look good and inflate their numbers. And inflate the numbers so they look better, right? Andrew Tate is 11-1. Oh, 11-1. You know, he's pretty good, right? And you go to their history and you're like, oh, so all of these are, in wrestling terms, they're just jobbers. So then you could beat them and then you can go and claim, yo, you know, I'm 20-2. Or 20-0. No one has beaten me. I beat all the other 20 guys. And it's like, well, who are the other 20 guys, right? And you look at them and it's like, oh, I see what they are. They're not worthy, respected people. They're just, I mean, to simplify, they're just random ass individuals who are there to inflate their numbers so the opponent or people like Andrew Tate look better than they actually are. I want to see how the die-hard Andrew Tate fans defend this. Oh, you're just jealous. You've won 0 fights. I'll have you know that Sensitive Society is 3 or 4-0.
If you are Tate and you want to show that you're a legitimate fighter, that is not the kind of person you fight. And that's because this is all about creating this online persona, this illusion. And I think the problem is that Tate started huffing his own fumes and believing that he really was that guy. And he's not. In the first round, I'm not going to say he looks good because I'm not even saying this to be like mean or an asshole. I don't think either fighter looks good at any point in this fight. Towards the end of round 3, you can start to see Andrew Tate melt into sludge like the Wicked Witch of the West. And he gets like blasted a couple of times here. Like I remember back in the day, like people were talking about Andrew Tate facing like one of the Paul brothers, which is not a fight I would really be interested in seeing or care about.
Before he continues, I just want to say this. If Andrew Tate fought either of the Paul brothers or KSI, Andrew Tate would be destroyed. Even though, yes, we know that Jake Paul fights elder citizens, until recently that he fought someone that wasn't 80 years old and he got rocked, but I digress. Even though these people are frauds, I do believe either Paul brother would low-key destroy Andrew Tate within 2 rounds. And I don't want to hear the excuse, he's old now, look at his prime. At his prime, he was fighting nobodies. And I don't know why people were treating him like he was facing Brock Lesnar every single day.
Both Paul brothers would fucking kill Tate. And for me to be defending the fucking Paul brothers or saying anything positive about them, that should show you what a fraud Andrew Tate is in terms of his fighting ability. It is kind of ridiculous. So then towards the end of the fight, he just has absolutely nothing. It's literally like one of those cartoons where like a nerd is punching a bully and it's just doing nothing to him. He just gets blasted over and over, and it is one of the biggest like reality checks I have seen anyone get ever. And you know what? Here's the thing I'll say. Andrew Tate lost this fight, and I get it. Losing fucking sucks. What I didn't do is I didn't do what Tate does here. And Tate does this thing, and I fucking hate this so much, where basically he makes a bunch of excuses and then says, but I'm not going to make any of those excuses. He's like, you know, I could say that I'm too old, or that he's much heavier than me, or that, you know, he was putting all his weight on me and tiring me out, or you know, and he says, I could say all that, but I'm not going to. And the problem there is you already fucking did, you tit. It's like he's already given his audience all this like ammunition to be like, oh, well, Tate would have won if he had done this and this. No, fuck that. You lost. You lost because, like, you weren't ready for this fight.
Nothing but excuses. It's like, you know, once again, losing sucks. No one likes to lose. I mean, it's no fun. Everyone wants to win, but you can't win all the time. You know, sometimes you gotta take the L, and you gotta put your head down and be like, today wasn't my day, but tomorrow, you know, there's a new opportunity, a new chance for me to do something. So you can't win every single time. Andrew Tate, to me, sounds like a very sore loser that is trying to gaslight himself and his fans into being like, no, please don't cancel your online course for Tate University. I'm a really good boxer. Just trust. All right? Just trust. Don't think anything of it. Don't question me. Don't doubt me. I am the greatest of all time, all right? But don't look at my record, and don't look at my fight, and don't look into the 40 guys that I quote-unquote beat up. And not gonna lie, watching Andrew Tate get beat up and destroyed by someone that isn't a good fighter is the cherry on top of the ice cream, because ain't no way. How are you going to be this quote-unquote alpha male, the ultimate sigma, the greatest man of all time, and get your shit rocked and then complain about it? A real man would take that L, stay quiet, lock in, and come back stronger than ever. Not go on Twitter and be like, I'm too old, and you know, this and that. It's like, but yeah, that's all I want to say. Yeah, I did not think I was going to talk about Andrew Tate ever, let alone in the Big 26, but this year is pretty unpredictable, so I don't know. We might talk about James Charles in the next one. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, subscribe to the channel, or else I will come to your house and beat you up. So I could get my record up from 4 victories to 5 victories. I don't care if you're a little kid. I'll beat you up. All right, I'm out.